For more on what's at stake, I'm joined by our international affairs editor, Philip Turl. Philip, what are the main issues in this election?
Right, well, I'll come to that in a moment, Oliver. I think just to recap on why this is happening now, basically is because the government collapsed in November last year after the sacking of the then finance minister Christian Lindner by Olaf Scholz. That was after disagreements over the budget. It was declared unconstitutional. That's plunged the country into a political crisis. Those early elections being held, as you said, in exactly a month's time. With now the Christian CDU and the Christian Democratic Union and the Christian Social Union in Bavaria, the CSU, together in the lead on 28%, followed by the Social Democrats of Olaf Scholz and the AfD, the far-right Alternative for Germany party, in second place on 19%, and the Greens in third place on 15%. Now, it looks as though if things continue as present, even Olaf Scholz party, the SPD, could arrive in third place. So not good news for the outgoing chancellor of Germany. And the main election issues, the ones you were just asking about, well, the main one, of course, is immigration. That's what has pushed the AfD to reach such high scores already. I'll come back to that in a moment as well. Second is the state of the economy. That's 34% of the Germans are worried about that, 14% on foreign policy, 13% on climate change. For example, healthcare, which is a key issue in many countries, like even in France and in the United States especially, is only considered important by 6% of Germans in this election. The economy, basically because the Germans feel that they're losing out. They don't have enough spending power. They want increased minimum wage. They want a reduction in corporate taxes, a very general policy call by the German people for this election. And as far as Ukraine is concerned, most of the major parties consider that the Germans should continue to support the Ukrainians, that Ukraine should eventually become a member of both the European Union and of NATO, and there should be no let-up in sanctions against Germany. I think there's quite a lot of worry in Germany about just what would happen if Russia were to get the upper hand in Ukraine. But of course, the further you go into other parts of Germany, for example, in the former East Germany, there is slightly more support maybe, or a slightly less virulent feeling towards Russia, because many people remember the former Soviet Union before the fall of the wall in 1989.
Now, you mentioned earlier immigration is one of the reasons for the rise in support for the Alternative for Germany, but AfD's vote has yo-yoed a little bit in recent elections. What do you account for the increase in these particular polls?
Well, I think certainly immigration is the key issue, and many Germans are very worried about just where this is going, especially since the 1.5 million migrants are let into Germany by the former Chancellor Angela Merkel. That's really boosted support for AfD. AfD, which has been a political movement since 2013, but seen much support in recent years, now having a membership, well, in 2023 of 34,000 people. Its ideology is really right-wing populism, national conservatism and Euroscepticism. They're not outright wanting to leave the European Union, but what they do want is, for example, borders to be erected around Germany to stop migrants coming in and out of the country. They want migrants to be deported immediately, whether or not it's to a safe country or not, if their asylum request is turned down. And they want all migrants from now on to apply for residency and asylum in Germany from outside the country, no longer saying they can come in and do it within Germany itself. You can even see a parallel with what is going on in the United States with all of this. They certainly are calling for a change in the law. Now, as I said, the far right is taking a slightly softer stance on Moscow. They want immediate peace negotiations and a reversal of sanctions on Russia. So that moves away from what is being called for by the main political parties in Germany. But I think the events over the past 24 hours with the violence and the arrest of this young Afghan is also playing into the hands of supporters of the AfD, saying that they are certainly the party of the future in Germany, because they are a party that has put their finger on the pulse of what most Germans are worried about, and that is immigration.
Now, one of AFD's high-profile foreign supporters is Elon Musk, who, incidentally, on the night of Trump's inauguration, did a gesture that probably could have landed him in prison in Germany. Elon Musk has said that only Alternative for Germany can save the country. How has his intervention changed things?
Well, let's put it this way, shall we? It's pretty much manna from heaven for AFD to have the world's richest man backing you, saying that you are the only solution for the future of Germany. I'll just give you a couple of examples, if you like. There was a meeting between Elon Musk and Alice Weidel, who is one of the co-leaders of AFD, on X, a talk between the two, which went on for an hour on the 9th of January. Since then, there's been a huge boost in people wanting to see that interview. What we're seeing is at least 1 million people have viewed that on X, and that has acted as a booster for notoriety of AFD within Germany and elsewhere, which is all good news for that party. They couldn't ask for anything better than that. And if you compare that with, for example, views of what the Green leader, Robert Habeck, has been saying, there are about 300,000 views there, far less than the million given to AFD. And when it comes to the outgoing Chancellor Olaf Scholz, he's only on about 180,000 views. So a far bigger number of people looking at AFD as a result of what Elon Musk has said. How much support Elon Musk is going to bring to AFD within Germany itself, that's difficult to fathom out right now. But certainly, as they say, all news, bad news is good news. And that is something I think AFD is certainly going to try to work on and to profit from ahead of the election on the 23rd of February, which comes one day before the anniversary of the invasion of Ukraine by the Russians.
Thank you very much, Philip Charles.